kind of declaw, right? The declaw law, and it would make New York State the only state in the country that would ban it. But there's two big veterinary organizations that are coming out against the ban. And we'll talk about that coming up in a little bit. On the line right now is Fox News Radio's Rachel Sutherland, and Newt Gingrich seems to be smiling these days. What do we know?
Well, there's been some rumors that Newt Gingrich could possibly be on the short list of Donald Trump's picks for vice president. But Trump himself, I don't think, has really confirmed that. I heard him on Fox and Friends being asked about that very thing and saying, well, yeah, he's on my list. But then he went on to say that everyone who supports him is on his list. Well, that's a pretty long list. So I don't know. It's just kind of speculation at this point.
Well, because he's such a big celebrity and everybody's treating him this way, maybe what he could do is have a VP of the week. And, every week he could honor another supporter and bring him in as his VP, because God knows they're not going to be doing anything anyway.
Well, and that's the thing. A VP really is just a figurehead, but it's an important role to play. I mean, you think about ones in years past, it can set you up for a presidential run, but even think about the kind of role that Joe Biden has played. They're kind of a background, but a bit of a support role. But, again, I mean, he has said he's going to unveil his running mate at the convention. And you got to look at it from a strategy point of view. I would believe that some of his strategists might say, pick somebody a little less polarizing, somebody who can bring more people into the party and get behind the ticket.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like that exciting pick, Newt Gingrich.
No. I just, Newt Gingrich is Newt Gingrich. And I just think that maybe someone like a John Kasich or somebody who, with a bigger tent, would draw more people into this ticket. Christine
here said maybe a woman might be an interesting pick.
I think a woman. I think a Marco Rubio would have been great, but he could probably never get him. He's going to need to really mend fences with Hispanic and Latino voters.
Yeah.
He's so looking at it from kind of just a cynical political point of view. If I were advising his campaign, I would suggest somebody again who's going to appeal to a wider group of voters,
and perhaps maybe not somebody as politically strident as a Newt Gingrich or a Bob Corker, somebody who is willing to kind of take a second seat, because I can't see Newt Gingrich being willing to, play second fiddle to Donald Trump.
He is not a background kind of person. He's a foreground kind of person. I don't see it either.
I got to tell you, over the weekend, HBO had their, was it called All the Way, LBJ's, the piece on LBJ and the civil rights.
I heard about that. A friend was telling me about that. I hadn't seen it yet, but I need to.
Really, really good. I thought, and I got to tell you, Bryan Cranston, is that his name from Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I thought I was looking at LBJ through this. He was so good in this thing. But I mean, it's not that we want to, God forbid, but it shows you how the vice president is one heartbeat away from being president of the United States. So it is a big pick, and it is an important pick. So.
Absolutely.
All right, well, watch that, Rachel. It was really good.
Well, I have on demand, so
there you go.
As long as everything's working properly.
You can watch it at your will. So.
All right, thanks, guys.
Enjoy the day. Rachel Sutherland, Fox News. So it was, I could not believe what a job he did on that. It was incredible.
He's very good. I haven't seen it. I guess I have to watch it.
And then I'm told my wife was like, we'd be watching Breaking Bad if it wasn't for you. Because I've never. How many seasons are there of Breaking Bad?
5, 6.
There was 5 or 6.
I can't get into another 5 or 6 season series.
Dallas and I just got into Sons of Anarchy.
That'll take
love
you.
it.
My gosh,
Isn't that a
we
great
got through
show?
the second season. We're in the middle of the second season from one weekend.
Yeah, you're going to be stuck on that one. I'm going to tell you though,
gosh.
that was one that when the episode ends, you look to your wife and say, what do you think? We could do one more, and even she says yes.
Yeah, even like getting late last night. And Dallas is an early sleep. She goes to sleep pretty early, and I said, "Come on, we can't just end it with that."
Isn't it a great show?
But it does drift a little bit, very slightly during one of the seasons, but it comes right back.
You know what I'm having a hard time with? Nurse Jackie. I am so depressed after I finish every.
Yeah.
I'm really trying. Just because you recommended it, I am trying to get through the entire thing.
We loved Nurse Jackie. I thought it was really good. But that also went through a few seasons where it kind of I kind of wondered. Anyway, so I'm told we're going to be watching this Breaking Bad, which is about making meth, right?
Yeah, it's a really good show.
I don't know, it just depresses me. The whole concept depresses me. But all these shows do, right? All of these programs.
Oh, yeah.
And then Orange is the New Black is coming back soon. That's just a few weeks away.
Speaking of drifting, I never. It must have been season 2. I just
You
never
didn't get
got
through
back
that.
into it. No.
Yeah, I really like that. And that kind of drifted during one of the seasons.
That's what I
guess.
thought,
Yeah.
and it lost me.
All right, lots to get into here, and I want to talk about that decline thing, and maybe you want to pipe in on the 7360186. But the Post-Standard really taking a look at this, and there are legitimate animal groups in Manassas. You were referring to a couple of them last week that are against this from being passed, against the ban on decline, and the reason is because it will mean much fewer adopters and more euthanizations.
Correct.
And that's their whole thing, and we'll get into it. But this whole thing about cutting off the finger at the knuckles, that's what they're using and saying that it's like to declaw a cat. But we'll get into the whole Syracuse story coming up here. Hold tight. Christine with news. Full newscast coming up in 2 minutes on WIBX.